about an experience that I've had multiple times with my mom, interacting with my mom. So basically, picture certain family member of yours that you've been working on, patching up the relationship on. Okay. And there's going to be some days where you do not have the space to deal with, the usual things that trigger you, the usual things that stress you out about that family member. So that would be my mom. So, just a little quick snap history of me and my mom. Today, we're way more better than how we were before. I was always talking back at her. I was very rude to her. I was very rebellious. And through the years, I've been seeing my mom having high anxiety, high stress all the time, all the time. And the more that I have been at home, I've noticed her lifestyle. And she is tired all the time. It's literally work, making sure there's dinner, and then cleaning up, doing work, all like just on and on and on and on. And so, with everything going on, with my brother being recovering and under medical care, it's the topper of the biggest stressors, right? And so, since that, we did call 911 on her while he's been in, and that was a pretty shaken experience, because we know this is heavy, and it was really sad to see it do the ripple effect affecting other family members, especially my mom. So, this one particular night, I was just done with certain things upstairs, and it was time to go downstairs to do the family prayer with my mom and my parents and my sister on the phone. And when we're doing this family prayer, we are holding each other's hands with a crystal inside. And so I couldn't help it but feel my mom's low energy, her fragileness as I'm holding her hand. And she's always coughing, having to take a sip of water while we are praying. And I just couldn't help it. And I started seeing myself getting frustrated. And while we were praying, I saw myself getting so loud and angry with her, where I was like throwing dishes on the floor just to wake her up and realize how severe her anxiety and her stress and her mental health is. My frustrations of not seeing her taking it seriously, my frustrations of her not taking her 911 call as a true wake up call. So, yeah, that was going on. And after, when the prayer had ended, I was not kind to her that night. She was curious about my therapy sessions, and we have talked to her about getting therapy. She said that she will look into it, and if she needs any help, she'll let us know. Obviously, since till this day, she hasn't gotten a therapist. So she's asking me about it, and I told her my experience and how helpful it's been. And at the same time, I'm like irritated, right? I didn't have enough space just to be a safe space for her to talk to and be curious about therapy. And some long story short, I started talking to her in a way that was very rejective. She talked about how these meditations from Buddhists on YouTube that's been helping. She's mentioned that before, and how she wants to get a book for everyone. She wants to buy this book and she's going to get it for everyone. And because I didn't have no space, I was already triggered by that. And I said, "Oh, don't buy for me. I don't read." So the way that I delivered that was just unkind. And it escalated to another moment where, yeah, I couldn't help it but vomit out, "Have you called for a therapist yet?" And this is when she started getting up from the table, and she said, no, that she will call when she calls, when she sees that it works. And so, again, I didn't have space, so I'm annoyed, and I'm acting from this place now. I'm just annoyed. And I said, "What do you mean work? How are you going to see it work if you're not going to do it for yourself to see if it works or not?" And she responded in a very, like, as if she, like, we're about to get into an argument. And she responded with, and I said, "Oh, through us? You want to see if it works through us, me and the siblings?" And she said, "Yeah, I want to know how it is. How do you feel afterwards? yeah, I just want to know. And there's times between this where I was catching myself trying to soften it, but then I get triggered again. I tried softening it, but here's the thing, the damage has already been done. The way that I behaved was enough to shut her down. And so at the end of the conversation, she was already exiting the living room that we were at, and she went into the kitchen. And before the night ended, I did my best to soften it and liven up the vibe again of just saying goodnight. And I walked away from that still feeling frustrated, annoyed, and also shitty as a person because I knew I wasn't functioning from my best self. I was not loving, I was not safe, I was mean, I was unkind. So I went to my usual healthy outlet, voice recording. I went there immediately because I knew I needed to express how I felt. And the next day, I made sure that I jogged, and I actually jogged 6 miles. It was a big day for me with my half marathon training of 6 miles. And in that 6 miles, I was able to reflect again and put myself in her shoes, a time in my life where I wasn't open of getting help. I mean, she's somewhat, but I just taking myself to where I was not really open and I just wasn't ready. And how frustrating that was for my family, especially my siblings. They were really advocating for me to get help with the, certain situation that I was in when I was a teenager, or like a late teen, early adult. And in that 6 miles, because I was running, I had burned off so much of that anxiety and stress, and it was making room to be understanding and to be loving. So after, when I was done with my 6 mile jog, I felt so great. It was like there was nothing in my soul but love, radiating love. And so last night and today, I already knew that I was going to make up to her. I already saw how I was going to do it. Of course, I'm going to come in, give her a hug, own it, and apologize. So because I had so much love, it was like effortless for me to walk in there and being soft to my mom, asking her for a hug. And eventually, she accepted it, and she was pretending like she's fine, but I knew that she was really hurt from last night. And I hugged her and I said, "Hey mom, I wanted to say sorry. I was not kind to you last night. When you were asking me about therapy, I was mean. I was being mean. I was not nice to you. And I'm very sorry, mom." And I was rubbing her back. And the more that I apologized, she was just kind of like, she basically accepted it. And she said, "Okay, okay." And she was like, "Okay, stop apologizing. You're going to make me cry." And so it just validated that I knew she was hurt. I knew she was hurt because I know what it's like to not feel accepted and like rejected, right? And yeah, so that is how I made up to my mom. Let me know what your takeaway is down below. We need the space. We need to generate love. We need to burn off our bad vibes, our anxiety, our stress, our darkness, so that there's room for the love. And there is love that's being generated and created within you. And I'm telling you, you will feel the love and understanding come through as you're creating this space, and it will help you versus feeling resistant and still bitter and saying sorry just to say sorry, because people feel it if you actually mean it. It's all about the delivery, and it's all about where you're coming from. So that is my share. I hope you enjoyed that, and I will talk to you later. And of course, if you need some one-on-one support, I got you. Fill out the link, and I will talk to you later. Bye.